And Scenic Film Festival. I'm Elisa Parker. We're here in the Media Lounge at the Nevada City Winery. Big props, by the way, to our hundreds of volunteers who keep this festival alive and thriving. Of course, Circle, who produces this festival, our amazing team here and crew at the Media Lounge. I think we've been doing the Media Lounge for almost 17 years, maybe. And it never gets old. And it's always inspiring. And I love having filmmakers return to Wild and Scenic, including Jim and JinYoung, who are here with us. I've mentioned, and we've talked about so many different animal species, and some of them have been small, hidden, ones you don't often see, and yet they're also really significant to knowing about them and our ecosystem. And this film's called Speaking Eep. And we'll talk about that in a sec. And it is about the pikas. Did I get that? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting it right so far. All right. Well, first, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here with us. We were saying off camera that when you were here 2 years ago, you were doing the VR lounge with the film with the sloth.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's about the pikas. How did you get connected into this story in the first place?
Pikas have been something that I followed for many years.
Really?
Hiking and filming in the mountains of Colorado.
Okay.
But it was really kind of born about 2 years ago. And we were talking with a friend, or I was talking with a friend at the Wild and Scenic Roadshow, who was the former executive director of a local nonprofit called Rocky Mountain Wild.
Okay.
And we said, let's make something about pikas that would possibly make it into the Wild and Scenic Festival and maybe go on the road show so we can share that with our audiences on the road as well.
Well, what was it about the pikas, though, where you said it's time to tell their story?
Well, the story changed a lot.
It did?
It changed a lot. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so he came. I was homesick that night.
Yeah.
He came home from this film festival. He's like, we're going to make a film about pikas. It's just going to be a little informational piece about what they are, what's important about them, why they're special. It'll take us, we'll shoot for 3 days. It'll be done in 3 months, and we'll submit it. And that was 2.5 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
So Chris, the lead researcher on our project, we've worked with her for over 13 years at this point. We have volunteered with the Colorado Pika Patrol, which is a community science initiative where they get people out into the field to record pika sightings and pika vocalizations and pika behaviors. And so we reached out to Chris to be a scientific advisor on this project, and she came back to us with this amazing research that she's doing with her PhD student, Rachel Billings, looking into pika language and how they communicate and bioacoustics. And it's such an interesting, amazing story, the technology that they're using. And we said, you know what, we can't just make a little, puff piece about what a pika is. We need to tell this story about what these amazing women are doing in science.
Yeah, the vocal mapping part, I guess maybe you would call it. It's so they're using this to identify pikas, right? They each have their own sound, their own eep that they're making.
Yeah, exactly. And you can hear it. If you were to go out in the mountains of Colorado and you were in the southern part of their range and you heard a pika, it would probably sound like a high-pitched squeaky toy. Eep! If you go northern part of their range, north of Rocky Mountain National Park, and come across the pika, you would probably hear something that was a little flatter, more like a quackier eh. And just by listening with our own ears, we can tell the difference. But the computer learning is able to, categorize them even more precisely. It's helpful for identifying which one of the two populations that pika might belong to, but even more specifically, which individual pika it might be. Even from pika to pika, their calls sometimes sound a little sweeter, a little raspier.
Are any of them familial? Like, do families have similar speaking tones?
Oh, that's a really good question. We'll bring that back to our researchers and see if they can find out more about that. I don't know if we know that.
I don't think that pikas tend to live in family groups.
Oh, okay.
The juveniles, they reach a certain, and you actually see this in the film. The adults will just chase them out in the nest and be like, get out of my house. You're going to have to figure it out on your own now.
Right.
And they actually have a call for that where the juveniles will make, I can't do the impersonation, but they'll make like a specific call. And Chris, our researcher, says she thinks that is the juvenile saying like, please don't kick me out yet. And then the adults are just like, yeah, no, you gotta go. You gotta get out.
Are they using this research then, or this technique for other animals in the area? Is this unique to the pikas? that they have their own specific individual sounds? And I mean, maybe it's naive for me to even wonder that, but you know?
The technology and bioacoustics is really evolving quickly right now. We're able to process a lot more data, a lot more efficiently than we ever could before. It's really cutting edge stuff. It's being used for a lot of different species. I don't know off the top of my head other species that it's being used to identify individual versus individual, but it's certainly getting very good at identifying different species that are present. And that's the potential of this technology for pica research as well. As you can use a relatively inexpensive, unobtrusive audio recording device, capture lots of sound, and then the computer can parse through that and say, here's all the picas that were there. And it could potentially even tell you other things that were there. Bird calls, categorizing which species of birds, marmots, anything else that's on the landscape.
How many are there? So how is this film now, do you think, going to support the organization and just more education around picas?
Yeah. You want to take that one?
Okay, well, I mean, so picas are what are known as an indicator species, and that just means that the health of their populations really tells us a lot about the health of the climate and the planet as a whole. And so part of what they're doing is keeping track of these populations of picas in our area. One of the things that this research may help us learn. So there are two subspecies of picas that live in Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado, and their territories overlap. And the question is, are they interbreeding? Are they hybridizing? And if they are, that could have implications for their adaptability to climate change. And so that is kind of the big question that we're still waiting on an answer to.
Right. What are you working on next now? And also working together. Like, do you work together on all of your films as a team, collaborative?
Yeah, we do.
I love that.
Colorado is in the process of reintroducing wolverines.
Oh, wow.
The legwork has been done. We're now just waiting for kind of the final pieces of the puzzle to come through with the Fish and Wildlife Service, but it's expected to take place in the next couple of years, hopefully. This is going to be the first time anyone's ever reintroduced wolverines somewhere.
Wow.
So working on some footage to support that and a potential film project there, as well as continuing the pica story, perhaps bringing it to a global level. The pica that we have in Colorado is called the American pica, but there are many other species of pica around the world.
Yeah.
And the pica is an indicator species of the health of this planet. So they are very susceptible to changing climate. And we're looking for opportunities to take this story to a global scale, perhaps with an expedition to some of the pica sites that are in Mongolia or the Himalaya to study picas there with our team.
That's exciting. I mean, number one, you never know where the story is going to lead you in your life in this journey. So that's fascinating in itself. I mean, and second, it's just, it's wonderful that you two are doing this together, and and to be part of the film festival again. We're grateful to have you here, and I'm excited to hear about that. And number three, what's in our own backyard?
Exactly.
So you live in Colorado, and you're able to to just look behind, look at the bottom, look around, and say like, oh, this is where I live. And being connected to our own ecosystem is really important.
Yeah, I joke that picas are kind of my gateway mammal.
Oh,
because I grew up
it's
in
your
Colorado.
Totem animal.
Yeah, I hadn't really ever seen a pica until he introduced me to them, and I was just like, "What is this thing? How are you real?"
Well, they're Rocky Mountain National Park,
yep.
right? Yeah. So no, I know when I've been there, and you see these little critters making their noises.
You can make
They
a
pop
date
up.
out of it. Bring
You can make a
bring
day.
a sandwich in a picnic basket out there on the talus, and
that is the magical
hang
thing
out with
about picas is anybody can see one if you're in the right place. Like, you don't have to hike 30 miles out into the wilderness to see one.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. Speaking Eep is the name of the film. Has it already screened?
It's screened yesterday.
It's screened. So here's the thing too. If you missed a film, if you're like, I haven't been here yet, Wild and Scenic, we archive our films, and also Wild and Scenic has a tour. It goes around the country. Maybe it'll go to Colorado, maybe it'll go to somewhere near you, so you can check out these films as well. Thanks so much, and thank you so much for being part of this incredible community. I'm Elisa Parker. It's the Wild and Scenic Film Fest. Kim Ewing is going to be coming up next for the next hour or so, and we'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.